Hello, my name is Evan Manning, and this is my video for EDL 850 VB School Law. As a quick and short overview, there will be four subject areas in this presentation. First will be the personal demographic. Second, the critical administration reflection. Third, the critical personal reflection. And fourth, a plan of legal knowledge improvement. Main point 1, the personal demographic. First, I isolated the school-related areas. I graduated high school from Shawnee Mission West in Overland Park, Kansas in 2004. I do think that this matters because the demographic that we grow up in and that we're used to really frames the way in which we view and the lens that we view our educational system through. Going to a school with more than 2,000 students in a metropolitan area really changes the way in which we view both what it's like to be an administrator and the school experience. I graduated with communications and teaching degrees from Emporia State University in 2010. I then took on the job at Eisenhower High School in Goddard, Kansas, of teaching English, communications, speech, and debate. I also coached boys tennis, as well as the head debate coach at Eisenhower. And I love my job. Here's a picture of the 2012 debate team at Eisenhower High School and the 2016 tennis team, where we won state. Now on to personal demographics. My family consists of my wife, Betsy, and two children, Stephen, age 5, and Amzie, age 3. My free time is spent on them and my coaching commitments mostly, but if I do have any sort of me time, I like to golf and I like to go fishing. Here's a picture of Stephen a few years ago on Easter and my daughter Amzie earlier this summer. Main point 2 is a critical reflection. First focusing on the administrator knowledge of the federal level. Some issues that I've seen our administration deal with at a federal level of knowledge for the law include Tinker versus Des Moines, which is the dress code issue, picture seen to your right, and different student resource plans that we're involved in with meetings through the 504 plans of the Americans with Disabilities Act. At a state level, I have experienced and seen the student prayer needs from State 72-5308A and the addition of student privacy laws through 71-6214. For our Board of Education, a couple things that I have had to experience with my background in coaching include the Sunday observation rule through the Goddard Board of Education. This includes that no Sunday activities can be concluded on a Sunday. This happened and was an issue during a weather makeup for the state tennis tournament in 2015 when we were hosting, and we had to get special Board of Education approval to be able to continue the activity on Sunday. And we also have a sportsmanship policy, which has a larger and more comprehensive look of what the students have to do to be good sports and adds different types of things that the students and consequences that the students could have to go through if they violate them, which gives a little more protection for coaches to work with the teams. Personal knowledge. The debate topic from last year was federal education reform, so I do at least have sort of a background knowledge of at least some of the larger federal policies of state laws for education, including but not limited to different student rights issues, Title IX, Title I funding, obviously Tinker versus Des Moines, San Antonio versus Rodriguez, which would be the right to education, and REA, which is a comprehensive sex education reform. I will say that one thing that has sort of brought this up, though, with me that I'm not maybe not worried about, but something that I'm trying to focus on is there's a difference between knowing something for certain or that we get repetitive action and examples of things where we then think that that is what is happening, but maybe it's just what we've been doing, and then what we assume as well, which again, this is sort of a deficiency that I see that I know I want to improve on. So, what's the plan of action? I want to both read and annotate the text, A Teacher's Pocket Guide to School Law. I've read quite a bit of it ahead of time to try to really understand what's going on there, and I'm very intrigued by the text, but don't just want to read it for completion, really want to get something out of it, which is subpoint 2, completing assignments for knowledge, not just completion. Again, sometimes jumping through the hoops is necessary in life, but I really want to get as much as I can out of this class specifically. I'm also going to print and save the documents from this class that we use or that I integrate into the assignments, including printing off the Board of Education policies through Goddard. That is something that I feel like I probably should have already done, but definitely at this point I want to do that and keep them. And then continue to stay current on changes as new things come up. Conclusion. Administrators know a lot and are great resources if utilized, so I want to make sure that I use them. I also don't want to make assumptions or get lulled into repetitive certainty. And 3, work to grow, don't work to finish. Thank you.